This is Carl with the three things I'm watching for Wednesday, August the 13th. Not gonna lie, I had to start this over. I went on a bit of a tangent about NAS and the USDA, and I'll scale that back. This might run a little long this morning, folks, but bottom line, the data they put out yesterday, I think, is about as worthless as you can get. And I've been a very big supporter of NAS and USDA up to this point, but you start looking at the numbers they're putting out. The back and forth is what really kind of, on the harvested acres from July, one of the bigger cuts we've ever seen. And then all of a sudden you come back and they add them back in. This wishy-washy back and forth by NAS is really blowing their credibility all to hell. Um, and then you look at we've heard the statements that due to employee cutbacks and scaling back at the services that they use more satellite imagery. And we had a webinar not that long ago with Lance Honig, and he said that you can't use crop conditions to try and determine yields. So which one is it? Because it appears as though you're telling us two stories here, and it's really starting to make the credibility is going downhill rapidly with both NAS and the USDA. And I'm not the numbers are what the numbers are. It's how we get to them and the back and forth. It's really starting to get ridiculous. So we're going to table that for now. But the one thing I do want to really stress is satellite imagery and crop condition and just looking at the crop and getting out into it and actually pulling husk back and looking at ears, two very different things this year. Very different. You look at this crop from the road and it looks absolutely fantastic. You get out into it and there's some trouble spots. Not saying that there's a ton of them, but there's enough that I really doubt we get to 188.8 bushel per acre for the U.S. If we do, we're going to have to lose probably about 5 to 6 million harvested acres. So take it with a grain of salt. Yield might stay high. Production is going to be highly debated moving forward. The other thing, and this is kind of the third thing I'm watching right now, and we continue to focus right more on production than on our demand side. And that corn number really, yeah, it got some attention yesterday, so much that we overlooked the fact that our soybean stocks to use, we're well into a rationing position on new crop now. Um, for as much pressure as we will likely see on corn here from this report, we should see that much support from soybeans. Corn, actually, I mean, our demand should be picking up. We should see a lot of flash sales here if the crop is as big as it is, and prices are going to be where they're at. You should see a little bit more buying demand. So we'll see if the global market, believes the USDA figures or not. Those are the things I'm watching today.